The Golden State Warriors selected Moses Moody and Kuminga on draft night, deciding, as of right now, to not trade those picks, Wiseman and Wiggins, or a combination of those assets, for another star alongside the trio of Curry, Clay, and Draymond Green. Now in this video, we're going to be talking about whether I think this team, as currently constructed, is still good enough to contend for an NBA title, or if they should have traded for another star, and what I think would have been best for them right now and long term, whether they should have traded for a star, or if they were right, as of right now, to keep James Wiseman, Wiggins, and those 7th and 14th overall picks, which turned in, of course, to Moses Moody and Kuminga. That's what we're going to be talking about in today's video, and so let's start off right away with talking about, do I think the Golden State Warriors are NBA title contenders this season? I think they are. I don't think they're favorites. I don't think they should be number one on anyone's list to think these guys are going to win the title. It's no doubt about it. But I think you'd be silly to think this team can't compete for one. This team, when Stephen Curry was in the lineup last year, would have been on record to be projected the 5th seed in the West. That is without Clay. That is in a rookie year of James Wiseman, where he missed a lot of the year. That is without the addition of depth of Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody. Now, those guys aren't going to be absolutely insane rookies, but they're going to be better than pretty much anyone else they could have potentially gotten for depth on this team. Although they are going to make some rookie mistakes, no doubt, they also add very good and much needed depth that this team needs and probably would not have gotten. Even if they wanted to acquire another star, they probably wouldn't have gotten the type of free agents that they could have signed, because all they can use is their mid-level exception and a veterans minimum. And the Lakers are a bit more appealing right now. They're going to get a lot of the top-end veteran minimums guys. The Milwaukee Bucks might get some as well. Golden State would have been a bit further down the pecking order, so they might not have gotten all of the depth signings that they ideally would have wanted anyways, and so being able to have this depth is very beneficial. I think it's very good to their overall team. But I think ultimately leaves Golden State in a scenario where you have to think, and I believe at least, that they are NBA title contenders for next season. Now let's talk about, do I think they should have traded for a star, or do I think this is best for them currently and long term anyways? A week ago, I would have told you they definitely should trade for a star. But I've thought about it a bit more. I've looked at the roster now that the picks are in, and I think that they've made the right decision. Now, the Golden State Warriors owner still has made some questionable comments, regardless of me saying that. He has been quoted saying over the last couple of days that we already have the stars, in comment to should we acquire more stars, which is just, I mean, sure, be happy with the team you currently have, but also, you don't turn down acquiring more stars if you can get them. He's also been quoted saying that we don't believe Golden State Warriors are a basketball franchise more than a tech organization, company, or business. I forget the exact wording on that. There's been some questionable things said by him. But nonetheless, I think they have made the right decision here, and I'm glad that their owner is not the GM, because otherwise I don't think this would have turned out as well for them. Let's project what would have happened to this team if they did make a trade. Let's say that all of Wiseman, Wiggins, the 7th and 14th overall pick, that being Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga, were all involved in a trade. Whether that's Bradley Beal, Damian Lillard, Pascal Siakam. I don't care if you think those are likely. I'm just saying hypotheticals. Your depth would have been fucked, for lack of a better term. Wiggins, gone. Starting small forward. Now, he may be potentially replaced via the trade, but nonetheless, starting small forward, gone. Starting center, gone. 2 valuable bench pieces in Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga, as well as pieces of your future. Gone. What would they get back? Probably 1 player. So they would lose 3 players and add 1. Now, sure, that 1 would be a big improvement, but this team doesn't have the depth, nor do I think they have the ability to acquire the depth, or the required depth, that they would need if they made such a trade. So I think Curry, Clay, Wiggins, Draymond, Wiseman is a fine starting lineup. I think you do have the stars in Steph and Clay, as much as his comments were a bit odd in how it was said and how it was brought about. But I don't think he's necessarily wrong here, and I think it's kind of the right move for them this season and moving forward. I would have been afraid if I was Golden State that they would miss out on some of the top-end free agents that are going to be on veteran minimums to a team like the Lakers, who are going to have to sign a lot of them, given they only have about 6 guys under contract right now moving into free agency, not including some of the guys, of course, that they've already signed that were on the team last year, potentially like Morris and THT. But I question whether Golden State would have been able to acquire some of those top-end veteran minimums free agents. Now, as of the recording this video about 30 to 60 minutes ago, Andre Iguodala has been declined of his player option with the Miami Heat, and so it's possible that we see him return to return to Golden State as a bench role, returning to this group to try and win another title. And so that would be a very good veterans minimum free agency pickup for them. But outside of that, it's going to be hard to see them picking up too many guys as far as I'm concerned, and I think their depth is going to remain fairly young. And so as much as this is young, I think they have some good talent and quality off the bench now with Jordan Poole, with Moses Modi, Kuminga, Juan Toscano Anderson, Eric Pascal, and Kevon Looney. I think they're in a fine place moving forward. And I think this has to be one of the teams that you have to consider being a title contender next year. I'm not saying they're a favorite by any stretch. I don't think they're number one on anyone's list. Or at least I wouldn't say that they should be on anyone's list number one, because if you don't have Brooklyn, Milwaukee, or LA up top, and frankly they should be everyone's 1, 2, 3, then I'd like to have a discussion because I'm curious. I'm actually just genuinely curious. But for me, my top 5 moving into next year as far as title contenders: Brooklyn, LA, Milwaukee, Denver, and Golden State in no particular order, although that top 3 is kind of pretty set in stone as the top 3, not necessarily in any order. But that's how I feel. I think the Golden State Warriors are going to have a very good team next year and be atop the Western Conference, assuming that Klay Thompson can come back well from injury. That has to be the assumption. If Klay Thompson, of course, just gets injured again or just doesn't look anywhere near his old self, then obviously they're not going to be as well. But if he comes back at 80 to 90% of his former self and can come in and play like the Steph and Klay that we know, this is going to be a dangerous team and a team you have to look out for deep into a playoff run into next year's playoffs. With that being said, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about the Golden State Warriors upcoming season, if you think they will be title contenders, and how you think they will fare this offseason. If you guys did go on to enjoy the video, feel free to leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. I have uploaded 4 previous videos today on my thoughts on some teams' draft selections, and alongside those draft selections, what it means for their teams moving forward this offseason. Those being videos on the Wizards, Kings, Hornets, and Magic. So if that is something you're interested in, then be sure to check those out in my 2021 NBA drafts playlist, video playlist, which is currently on your screen on the right hand side. Click that if you're interested. Like and subscribe if you are new. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one.